I'm live. Another week. Oh joy. But squeaky chair. You know, it's funny. My chair stopped squeaking the other day, and I don't know why. But I mean, as you can hear, it's already back to normal. Very disappointing. Oh, I never turned my iPad's volume back down. Let's just stop that. There was something important to watch yesterday morning. Well, truly important, debatable, but it was worth watching, turns out. Anyway, yeah, my chair is squeaking, and it's Monday, and, Satisfactory. That's what we're here for. Squeaky ass chair. But in the time since I last streamed Satisfactory, which was supposed to be on Saturday, but I didn't end up streaming on Saturday, obviously. So that means it was a week ago? Holy shit. Anyway, in the time since then, mods are out. It's finally happened. We finally have mods again on Satisfactory 1.0. Well, we never had them before on 1.0, but we had them previously on previous versions of Satisfactory. Anyway, point is, mods are getting updated. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to limit the throughput of a belt at this point in time. Alright, it's only been a couple days. Mods are still being updated. Still time. I'll start complaining in a couple of weeks if it's not, but for now, developers are hard at work, so just give it time. But some important mods, some mods that I wanted are back. Namely, the Smallsome Sync is back, as is Linear Motion, which is the elevators mod. So, yay. That's a good starting point. There's been a lot of mods that have been updated / released in the last few days, but yeah, there's only a handful that I'm actually interested in. There's a lot of oh, hey look, new update. There's also a Fluid Awesome Sync, which... Okay, that changelog is the same as before, basically. There's a Fluid Awesome Sync. It used to have compatibility with the Smallsome Sync mod, so that you could have a Fluid Smallsome Sync. The Smallsome part of that is broken at the moment, and the developer has apparently been trying to remove it, albeit unsuccessfully to some degree. At least make it so you can't place it, because it kind of crashes the game. But the regular full-size Fluid Awesome Sync is working, at least. I also have that installed, as well as a couple of others. But we'll get into that when we get into that. I don't know that I'll be using that, but I want to have it on hand. I will say, there is a mod. Where is it? There is a mod that I have installed but not active, called Early and Cheap Portals, because it makes portals unreasonably easy to use, but I don't like how expensive they are properly. How expensive they are normally. Also, it's nice to be launching the game through the mod manager and not through Steam directly. We'll say that. I don't have that portal cost adjustment mod active because I think it's a little too cheap. Not that I'm entirely against that, but yeah, I don't like the cost of the regular cost of it in vanilla. There you can see, mods. I've got 12 loaded apparently. There's not much there. But I'm not even going to use a decent part of it. Anyway, yeah, let's get back into the factory. I've done a little bit of work since the last time I streamed. I mean, when don't I do that? And there has been things. This is still glowing. Damn it. This is all done. You can see one of the mods here. It's all done, but that still glows, almost as if there's more buttons here, but there's, you know, there's nothing more there. I didn't unlock this because heavy modular frames are kind of expensive, and of course hazmat suit I've still not done anything with. But I haven't actually crafted any of those Mark II things yet. I don't know. I have it. It's there. Might craft them. Might not. Haven't decided yet. But, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do some stuff offline and get some stuff done, and you can see if I come over here, power consumption has gone up to a nice number just about. And that's, I mean, if you looked closely, you could probably see it. But if I hover up here, no. You gotta go over here because this is taller. There we go. Yeah, that gets all funky. I went and placed some geothermal generators around the place. So, now have that adding to the power as well. They're not too expensive. The, where are they? The most expensive component of them is the high-speed connectors. Fairly cheap relative to what they used to be. Also, as you might have seen there, there's the fluid sink, but also the smallsome sink. Which is awesome, because I don't like how big the footprint is of the regular awesome sink. Seriously, that thing is massive. So anyway, oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. You can figure out that, like, yeah, this is, slooped, and this is, oh. And there's the note on the side. And, yeah, I was busy. Oh, I think I also upgraded my coal power generation a bit. Which is, you know, down over that way. So that's also part of where the extra power came from. But yeah, we're hovering somewhere in the 69,000s with the power boost. And it's always fluctuating because of the other things. But, yeah, I want to get on with Phase 4. I want to complete it and just get to Phase 5 so we can see what awaits us. We can see some of the costs to get into stuff and do all that stuff. But of course, in order to do that, as it says on the right, I need nuclear pasta. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, because there's some things... There's that, too. Thank you for the resub, Geeson. Thank you for continuing to stay subscribed. 8 months in advance. When the fuck did Twitch add 12 months of subscriptions? Like 12-month subscribing in advance. I completely missed that, because it used to be only 6. Either way, thank you for subscribing that far in advance. It's awesome that they've done that. Someday I'll get me at least one golden nut. So there's mod stuff, which is that. That's vanilla. That's more mod stuff, and you know what? Sure, why not? Organization. It's an 8th month streak, not advance? Oh, well. Chat client's lying to me then. Cool. Well, either way, thank you for being subscribed as long as you have been. There isn't an update for this, is there? Where do I find that? Check for update. Latest version. Okay. Odd. I guess Twitch is changing things and that's not been accounted for yet. I should look at ARPABot to see if that's also a thing. Yeah, get the catwalk lifts. Why not? Just go through here. There's nothing there. Oh yeah, I did some more MAM research at some point. I don't remember what it... You know how it is. Things happen off stream. And, yeah, I had a look. Pressure conversion cubes for 8 tickets. The crafting steps to make them, like, I could just... I had to make a lot of shit before, so I'm just gonna do that. And, yay, there's that. 15 coupons, that's not a lot. Can hold 2,000 coupons, which is probably a good thing, because we're getting up there. 309 printable coupons. So yeah, we're gonna quickly, before going to work on the factory on the other side of the, not this way, actually. On the other side of the map. We're gonna head out this way and go collect some resources. What am I sinking? The biggest part of that is computers and supercomputers. But also like circuit boards and high-speed connectors. That's legitimately the bulk of what's being sunk. This right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and disconnect that. And then click you in. Here, you can have that. This was just all extra crap that I didn't need. So yeah, I went a little bit overboard. You can see these are all slooped, including these, just to make a whole bunch of copper powder really quickly. And so I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm really low on sloops now. I mean, I've got 50 sitting over there. And I've got another 1,200 back at the base, but we don't talk about those. Come on. You know, over here looks good. A decently flat area, because I don't feel like building anything super temporary but permanent. You know how it is. So we're gonna go here and do this. And that. Unfortunately... Ooh. See, the problem is... I don't have any uranium-related things. I'm gonna need another pressure conversion cube, aren't I? Okay, that's not the end of the world. I'm gonna need another 200 copper powder, though. Does that actually hold everything? It does, okay. Just feed that into there. Oh yeah, there's all this stuff, and there's more down here for the pipelines, and then, what is it, transport, there's stuff, because there is a mod to just automatically unload those, or never make them appear in the first place, I guess. But, So yeah, you can see 8 sloops. I'm gonna reclaim a lot of my sloops. It's nice that the machines pretty much max out at 4, at least below phase 5. And I'm gonna do the silly thing. Because why wouldn't I? I don't know what that stacks to, so odds are I'm gonna have to do this. There, I had some of those in my inventory, so why not? And then one final thing, just to be safe. I think I have the power. But just to be sure, I'm going to do that. Also, I saw that those were there as well. We're just gonna add a priority power switch. And, Poster? What? Brain! What are you doing? That's not... Okay. easily reorder those. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have to manually craft a nuclear pasta because this first craft is not going to duplicate. So, gonna have to compensate for that. That's not that big of a deal, though. Just gonna have to go get more copper powder as well. But, yeah, let's... It's not a max consumption of 1,500. Oh, no. It's a max consumption of a lot. Yeah, that's flowing in as fast as it can. And at some point here, it will actually get to crafting. And yeah, 5,000 megawatts at most. Gotta sit and watch the first one for this, right? Kind of ridiculous. It's getting up towards that 5,000 mark. There we go, it's being slooped finally, and first nuclear pasta. Complete overkill overclocking it, but I don't want it to take forever. Let's go accumulate 200 copper powder real quick. I should have an RCU or two and a handful of used modular frames on hand. So that shouldn't be an issue. And if I just stand here and press this button... Huh? Okay, if I just stand here and press this button... Admittedly, the splitter is completely overkill at this point, but I guess I'll have to reconfigure that since it doesn't really want to cooperate. There we go. And then you can be any. And none. I don't know what caused that to mess up, but it sure did mess up, didn't it? Anyway, that's all a temporary setup. I will tear that down at some point. The idea that I have for the factory is basically everything here in the desert for the most part, except the motor factory and probably steel as well once I rebuild it. And maybe the automated miners as well. Well, automated. You know, the portable miner factory that's right there and taking up a part of one node. Everything else will be torn down, and I'll probably use this as my area for the big base that is going to be handling the final project parts. That's the idea, at least. Okay, so I need... you and... Good, I do have some. That will allow me to craft one pressure conversion cube after a very long time. Also, you can see that there's the multiplication speed crafting mod. It doesn't help for a super long craft like this, but it's something. You can have that, and you can have that. And then I put these back in. I'll fix this at some point as well. There's nothing in there. You know what? I don't need this stuff anymore. Sink it. Probably end up sinking most of this. Oh, I had some spare inputs in there apparently. Well, you can get stored. As for you, I don't know, go there or something. Let's go ahead. Not those. And go submit these to the thing. One, two, and 3 out of 4 done. And the 4th is in the process of crafting. And of course, I duplicated a lot of stuff in order to craft all that stuff. So, like, yeah, it says ass. I just used the supercomputers I had on hand, but the adaptive control units were duplicated with sloops. Magnetic field generators, I duplicated the control rods. Turbo motors were duplicated, cooling systems were duplicated, RCUs were duplicated, pressure conversion cubes were, well, not duplicated because they were bought. Modular engines were duplicated. The process of getting this. Fused modular frames were duplicated, and since these two require nitrogen, I actually set up at the node all the way back over there in order to get what I needed. That setup has mostly been torn down at this point. Though the cable is still run over there. Can you actually see any of that? No. Yeah? You can see one power pole. Yeah, one power pole, and that's all. Well, it's back there. Actually, you can see a couple more up there. And one there. Yeah, because it's back over that way. Alright, so next order of business, because I gotta do it at least once. Oh, I guess I didn't install that mod, did I? That's a shame. Alright, well, zooping it is. Let's see. Basic walls. Am I too close? Probably. Put it over here more. There we go. We are going to go up and take a ride up the space elevator, because why shouldn't I? Nice useless stat dingle. Also, as you can see, I still haven't done anything about that building because you blame me. I want to do other things in the game, not do aesthetics on a building that I don't care that much about because it's already functioning. I'm gonna have to go back down for the nuclear pasta, obviously, but that's gonna take a while to craft, so might as well stage this. Since I've not actually been up this high before. Not really had a need to, you know? Not the fastest way using the hover pack, but this also has very few things to deal with in order to get up here. So almost up to that. And now we basically are at that level. And unsurprisingly, I'm getting hitbox slightly. Because, yeah, the hitbox for this thing is very large and not at all the shape of this thing. So, yeah, we are a long way up here. Might actually be able to. That is the wrong button. Well, you can see a corner of the nodes over there for the nitrogen well. See the power cables running up and over to it. Now that's funny. That sloop isn't there. I have all but 2 of the sloops, and technically I could get those at this point. I just need to unlock the hazmat suit. Deal with all that nonsense. That sloop isn't there. I've already collected that one. That's funny. There's that, as I said. But if we go over this away, there's another one there. There's 2 right there. And I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to see. I mean, you can see a pylon there, but that's a... You can actually see a power pole there running this way, but can't quite see where the things are. You'll see, Dingle. You'll see. There's that factory that we'll get back to working on once this is all done. There is... No, that's buried down there. Never mind. You can see the power poles again, though. Right here. Control is difficult. Kind of funny seeing all the stuff in the distance. Low quality. These LODs are... They don't hide much, do they? When you're this far out. There's that lake. I think that's where I was going to build the assembly director system factory in update 5, was it? I walked back on that because, yeah. 2 Caterium nodes, one which has a boulder on top of it that you have to blow up. I think there's limestone. There should be a sulfur node somewhere. Is that it? That might be it. Because there's that little valley with the coal. You can actually see one of the nodes right there. No, that's not one. There's that. There's where the lizard doggos all are. Found out apparently if you have too many lizard doggos, creatures stop spawning outright, which is interesting. I think there was a sloop up there. I don't see the one that the sloop is on still at the moment. Somewhere down there, and then the other one's over there somewhere? Is it somewhere over in that general area? Long ways away. Okay. Got power, and we're dropping. I wanted to make sure I had power so that I would have a soft landing no matter where I land. Although if there's a power cable in the right spot, I might try and rip my arm off. Aww. You can fly through the hoops here, because, you know, good hitboxes. We're at 33. Oh boy, that's going to take a while, isn't it? That's gonna take a while. I didn't want to start it off stream because I did everything else off stream. I wanted to leave this until on stream, you know? That is a conveyor belt Mark V, so it's not going to feed in there any faster. Oh, is it going up to 20,000 megawatts? That's fine. I forgot that that first run was without sloops. It's fine though. Look, see? Only consuming like 39,000 megawatts with everything connected to the grid. I've got another 30,000 on top of that. It's fine. Well shit, if that's gonna take so long, how long will it take? 48 seconds for 2. Actually, there's the answer. 48 times 60 and then divide by 60 to go from seconds to minutes. Alright, I guess we're going this way because that's going to take until the next segment of the stream. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Go this way. Give me that. Now we can. I wanted my inventory back. Because even as good as the Dimensional Depot is, not having to rely solely on that is nice because unless you do multiple uploaders, you're limited to 240 per second, or 240 per minute. Items being uploaded, 240 items per minute. And that is not that fast. When you're trying to build out, like, lots of things, or large platforms of concrete, or things like that, yeah, that's not fast enough. Also, this is still running reliably. I want to turn this into a rocket fuel power plant at some point, which is no doubt going to require more generators. But I can get 50% more fuel out of it, going straight from fuel to rocket fuel, and the runtime on the fuel consumption is going to be that much better, so more power gen from it. Yeah, that is going to, once I do that, it's going to require a lot of sulfur. Part of why I want to do this. One part or Mark 6 belts, if I can actually afford them. Another part converter allowing me to potentially finagle sulfur out of not sulfur. I don't know. We'll see what the recipes are and what the costs for the machines are and things like that once things are sent up. Soon. Next hour, though. Not, yeah, it's gonna be like 40-some minutes. Using watered-down heavy oil for fuel? I'm using diluted fuel, if that's what you're asking, yes. And, not what I wanted. Also, there's that. I'm getting fuel via diluted fuel. Well, actually, it's... is it anywhere? No. It's diluted packaged fuel, but that, and then I'm getting this from heavy oil residue, which is then, I'm turning the resin into plastic and rubber from there. Residual plastic, residual rubber. That's how that factory is set up. And the only reason it's packaged fuel instead of just non-packaged is because that's what I had at the time. I didn't have the blender. So yeah, there's you don't want to build a fuel factory without using those recipes because you get so much more fuel. Like, how much oil am I consuming there? And I'm getting 2,400 fuel out? Whatever those 4 oil nodes are, those are maxed out, and I'm getting, I forget if it's like 600, 900 oil per minute, and I'm getting 2,400. Why did you go this way for once? You asshole. You never go that way. The one time I don't want you to, you actually do it. Anyway, yeah, you want to use those recipes because you can multiply the amount of burnable fluids you get by so much. Kiosk, I've been looking off to the side and it never does that. So, again, I've tried multiple times, never gotten it to cooperate, and yet it just did that there. So, I don't know. No longer need those. Fortunately, I left myself signs. And then I guess this is just that because it's a single output. And then over here is a single output, yes. So that's all I needed. Iron was the only one that's weird amounts. Because that's the 840 I need, and then that's everything else. And yes, awkward amounts, which is why I want some way to limit the input. Also, this bit here, this needs to be a Mark 6 belt, and it's not, which is why things are not entirely hooked up. And that's part of why I want to progress as well. That's all completely done already. I need to start hooking up actual power. Also, can you set you overkill much? 3 industrial storage containers, and then 6 dimensional depot uploaders, all being fed at the max rate. Completely unnecessary. But I mean, why not? Alright, before I forget, let's hook this up. Guessing it was this. Yep. And then that's just that way. Okay. Now we need to decide what to do from here. Well, we set up the iron, not the iron, the copper stuff first. Yeah, let's do that. And I think we can just build out the constructors here. Of course, I've done a nice balanced setup here. Just to try and ensure that everything is load balanced. I think that's supposed to be connected. Let's not forget to do that, shall we? I mean, I guess I haven't hooked this up at all, but I should probably finish doing that, shouldn't I? I think I ran out of time is why that's not done. Now the question is, do these run... any of these running at odd amounts, which... one of these is going to be running at an awkward amount. It's not just you, though, because 0.93 is not how many... oh, yeah, and then there's an extra one producing a half. Okay, no, that makes sense. We just double-check, make sure that... autosave stuttering does not help. Yeah, okay. So... normally these require 10 per minute. That's 12, which is going to be 120, though this one will require the extra little bit. That's kind of annoying. Whatever. I think it's actually... if I do this, and then 1 meter foundations on top of that, I think that will... Sure, do that. I think that will actually put it at just the right height. I think. Let me just go check this, because I'm gonna do a dual pipe run. I can certainly fit another pipe here. This wouldn't have... oh, it is 8. So that needs 180 per minute. But because this is just 12 refineries, right? That can get away with just one regular one. I will need some power shards, though. Why did I have aluminum in my inventory? I didn't place a Mark V belt anywhere. Huh? Odd. Let's do one here, here, and then here and here will hopefully be sufficient. Go grab one of them, and then snap you there. You're not going to be far enough, but fair enough. Something like that, and then that. Place that there, and then get these in line. Honestly, if anything, I might actually want to make that like a half-size foundation. I don't know why that didn't place. That is much further away. And I don't think this worked out how I wanted it to, but... because the idea is that they're in line, but they're clearly not in line. Let me try this. If I raise this up 1, will it then put it in line better? Better. Give me a break, game. Okay, let's try this again. Can't be nudged, but can be adjusted. Anyway. One side's still closer than the other. I don't care at this point. So this is gonna be set to like 130. And then... oh, those go there? That's annoying. Take these. Make sure it's in horizontal to vertical mode. Probably should throw pumps on there just to be safe. And that there. And gotta run it that way. Don't actually need the junctions there. But whatever. If I need 180, that means I only need 90 cubic meters a minute on these two. It's split 4 each side. Well, that's nice. And then that's 120, and that's not quite. It doesn't need 130. I'm just making 130 because it'll be easier that way. God damn. Can't nudge it. I hate that those come first. I would have wanted them to come after the vanilla ones, not before. Yeah, sometimes decisions definitely end up being a nuisance. Despite your best intentions. How far can you run these? Yeah, I'll just stick to 4. Fuck off. Need to add in the pipes there, but hey, that makes for an easy marker to see where I need to put these. Yeah, it can get quite complex quite quickly, can it, Kiosk? And that's exactly why the factory that's down the coast over that way is, it's down that way. It's not going to be completed until a mod comes out that allows me to deal with that. I'll go to you. Wish you would recognize my input. Okay, now we run this away. And yes, the power tower is there. I'll remove those at a later date, as I've said previously. All in, and there we go. Looked odd, but it's just because they ramped down. So minus the actual minor hookups, that is that settled. What do I want to do? Because what do I want to do? Well, if I can do that. Doesn't matter too much. I don't even know how much copper is going to be going in this side. 369, so... that needs to be upgraded. But I think that's it. I'm gonna need 369 copper. That's a Mark IV belt. Except it's not actually Mark IV because it's half of that. So it'd be 180, a little over 180, so it's a Mark III belt. I could leave it as Mark IV, but I'm gonna put it as Mark III because that's how I tend to build things. That really right where I want to be. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I want to do this. I basically want to take all of these inputs and send them up this way somewhere. Maybe I'll come in over the outputs there. Because all the nodes are... well, I think the copper nodes are over there, the iron nodes are over here. Limestone's already hooked up, obviously. This one here is gonna be fun. You know, I can actually deal with that just fine. You bastard. What if I nudge it half a step that way? Close enough. Iron ore is 960 per minute. I have to figure this out. Is this all normal? Nope. And then you're slightly underclocked too. Oh, bitch. Is this side at least consistent all across the board? I hope so. Okay, these are all consistent. So that's 35 times 12. 420. Really? Oh, and it's break time. Save stuttering. can bring it over this way. To there. And we can go from there, because this side is going to be a nightmare to add up with the, what is it, 5 different machines that are different rates? Though, to be fair, $540. There you go. Which is more. I'll have to get that hooked up, so set myself down right here, and we'll deal with that. Also, can you tell that I loaded a mod and then ended up disabling it? Because this got unhappy about me doing that. Well, it's not so much unhappy as it's just like, hey, warning, you have a mod in this save that isn't in your game currently, so so you know. Okay, let me just do this. Yay, 30 FPS. It reduces load on the GPU while I'm not playing the game, so quiets my computer down at the very least. And AFK scene! Yay! Background there. Yeah, as the bot said, it's time for a break. I'm just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. While I'm away, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads. That way, it ensures that all the ads play during this time when I'm not doing anything, so you don't have to worry about missing anything. And the gameplay itself will be completely ad-free. When I come back, we'll do a bit more work on this factory and then head back to the main base and unlock Phase 5. The nuclear pasta should be done in about 15 minutes, but I'll probably give it like 20-25 on the top of the hour just to be safe. Because, let's be real, I don't want to go back there and just have to sit around and wait, you know? Anyway, BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and let's just get back into it, shall we? Confirm those changes, and there we go, my frame rate set back to what it was, and we can continue. I need to hook these up. These are 45.7, 50, and 45.7. So, not quite 150. These belts haven't been changed at all. Either is great. Oh, I haven't done any prep on this, have I? These are fine because they're just 15, so that's a total of 60. 60 each way. The iron, on the other hand. This over here. Then I can just about sneak that through there. Yeah. Got the space, so why not, right? Okay, let's sort this out real quick, because this is gonna be a mess. That's 150. Fixit.app, yes. Let me just verify that I'm remembering correctly. I believe that is. Yes. I'm having a moment here. Right. Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Can't undo that. Oh well. 540. That's what it was previously. That's a Mark II. That's Mark II. That's a Mark III. This is a Mark III. This is also a Mark III, as is this. And then since you're only 16, means you can stay as a Mark I. But because it's over 15, I still need the Mark III left. Naturally. Okay, well. I've already determined that this is $420. And then I can't do that, can I? I mean, I can. It's not going to do anything, but there. That's my inputs. of which part of it is 150. And then let's do the far back. Sure, let's go with that. You are really not in a great spot here, are you? Okay, so do that. Then I do that. Actually, that can just be a regular split. So I want this to be any and this to be overflow. And then I want you to be any and you to be overflow. And you are going to set up to be there. Naturally, that's got to be off, but I'm not gonna do anything about that. So then this, I wanted to overflow a single Mark 1 belt. You are really inconvenient, Power Tower. And then I want to split that back again. So that half of it goes that way, and that will give me 150. And that goes that way. And then the rest... gonna be 360, and then the rest goes that way. That's a Mark 1. Yeah, because that will be plus 30. And that's a rough estimate of where it will be. Good. So that'll be the input for the iron, just some simple balancing to get that sent over that way. And then this copper is this way. And we go off this way. No, actually, we'll go to, let's say, right there. And we'll actually bring this back to there. Move that. And then these can go off that away eventually. Like that. Mark 5, Mark 4, and Mark 3. Unnecessary, but they're uniform at least. Let me just double check, make sure I can run these long enough. Hey, static. Yeah, I figured this. Probably gonna run out somewhere along the way. Three there. 4 there. And 5 there. Bring you across as well. A little steep perhaps, but then that allows me to... Oh, right. I actually do want it going that way. Yeah, like that. Like that. Doesn't actually matter because I put it in the right spot, and then we're gonna have another height here that manages all this. Technically I could split this off, but not doing that. What time is it? 20 after, just about. Probably head back to the main base. Then copper was what? $180, and then about $190, something like that. That's how it was. Let's go back to the main base. See if the nuclear pasta's done cooking yet. I don't expect to make any real progress with Phase 5 at this point. Especially because, you know, like I'm not crafting turbo vroomers. I'm not crafting cooling systems or heat sinks. I'm not crafting heavy modular frames, let alone fused modular frames. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not crafting yet. Mostly because I'm waiting on mods to update or be created. So, yeah, I probably won't be able to do too much with Phase 9, but I at least want to get it unlocked. I want to see what's what. And I want to see what is required to unlock certain things. Because, you know, it's been over a month now. I think it's about time that I do something at least to get to that stage. After all, how many times have I gotten to this stage in the game and then called it quits? You know? Every single time I've streamed Satisfactory, it's never gone beyond Phase 3. I've never done nuclear. I never really set up auto-crafting of the project parts at this stage. Yeah, kiosk. It's gonna be a little while, though. I can almost certainly guarantee you that. I'm gonna focus on getting the remaining tier 5, 6, 7, and 8 stuff crafting that I want to get crafting, because like I said before, my plan is to have one major factory in the desert for crafting the project parts, but much like how I've been doing things, I want other smaller factories set up for crafting other components that I need for building stuff. Yeah, yes, it makes sense. And of course, not unlocking stuff and then doing stuff anyway is exactly why that factory is so tall, why that tower exists. Because diluted packaged fuel. It's stable, it's working, and it's stable, so... Yeah, kiosk, I got fancy on one side. Never went back to being done with that. I just pretty much abandoned that. It's working. I'm fine. I don't need it anymore. Are you doing stuff, or are you done? You are done. Give me my sloops back. I'll leave it in there for now. An effort was made, yes. So there's one leftover nuclear pasta. I will actually take that and just head over here. Put it with the other leftover components. And then what I'm going to do is this. Give me those. No, not that way. Unlike in real life, putting pasta in the sink is a good idea. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to do that quite yet, because obviously it's not on autocraft, but someday maybe. Now we go up. I could have built an elevator. I probably would have needed multiple, but I could have just built an elevator to go up this high. Oh yeah, it's much easier, kiosk. The reason why this suddenly diverts over, that wasn't me pushing out to the side, that is the space elevator being in the way. Yeah, we're on top of the space elevator. I'm going to make a quick save here. Also, we shall never know what the death count is at the time. Like, not death count, but number of days since the last death. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. I could go back down there, but... Well, I won't know what the current progress is, how long it's been since I last died, because I'm not going back down there at this point. There we go. Yeah, Kiosk finally realizes. We're gonna get a little presentation here, of course.
Welcome to the Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over.
Hell yeah.
Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well.
All about that.
Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix-it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine,
Don't show that
so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
Become average or better. What a statement. Yeah, it is static. You can just... It's just, yeah, the entire thing works. Anyway. Send it. Things are happening down below, I'm sure. But we can't really see much of that from up here. Oh. There... I don't know what that first little bit was, but, to Space Week, don't go. I want a refund.
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be...
That's why I saved. That is exactly why I saved, because I'm not staying behind. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, don't be too near the center, but also don't be out on the edge, because you can just get yeeted out to the side that way, I've seen, so...
Welcome to the Pioneer...
We've already seen that. I don't know, maybe there's a bigger hitbox this way? Anyway, we've been up here before, we've looked around before. I don't know what that is, but that is something. We're moving with it this time, so hopefully we go with it. Don't know how it moves around. There we go. And I'm dead. It's going back down, I'm not. And bonk. Yeah, so if you've ever wondered if this was actually in space, clearly it's not. We're still well within the atmosphere. Also, there's your skybox stuff. The massive crater over there, I guess. Oh yeah, and there's the world. That's it. That's it right there. I don't know, kiosk. I ended up all the way over here. Ooh. That hurt.
Phase 4 of project assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special.
Would it?
Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish project assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
I don't really like the implications of that. It really does look small, doesn't it? Alright, let's see what Phase 5 entails. Peak efficiency. Oh. Time crystals and trigons required? Oh, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. I don't like what that implies. I mean, I get it, but oh, I don't like that implication. And then that requires 500? Well, okay. And at this point, it unlocks that for you if you haven't already done it. Oh, boy. Immediately have access to this. Top of the line 3D printer. Power usage is very high and unstable, yeah. Fixite ingots are apparently very good, and trigons are... Hey, it's a triangle. Also diamonds. What else do we got here? Quantum encoder, which is not going to be cheap, I'm sure. 400 supercomputers. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, but wow. Neural quantum processor. Sculptor. I mean... a little kiosk? I'm not overly familiar with what the drop pod looks like, because, you know, you see it so briefly, but I can see where you're coming from. Guided photonic matter comes from the converter. It's odd that that's... I mean, I kind of understand, but... A dark matter residue than this. We can finally make superposition oscillators! Finally! I'm sure they're not cheap. Then whatever the hell these things are. For the AI expansion server, it requires 2,000 megawatts on average to craft. Wait, if it... Okay, the quantum encoder has an unstable power requirement, so it's probably crafted in that. That makes sense. Blueprint Designer Mark III requires neural quantum processors, time crystals, fixite trigons, and fused modular frames to unlock. Because you want a 6x6 Blueprint Designer? Fuck you, you gotta work your ass off for it. Okay. And then finally there's this. Portals, Singularity Cell, and Ballistic Warp Drive. And those are required. This is what I do not like about portals. Singularity cells are required to run portals. And I think it uses like 2 of them per minute. I'm sorry, what? Why? Why? Letting the connection expire is not recommended. Yeah, except if you don't let it expire, it's going to continue to consume cells. Actually gave us a seat on the drone for high-speed travel. Yep. And that is exactly why, because I already knew that it was not cheap to use. That's exactly why I have that mod installed but not enabled that makes them really cheap. Like, it requires iron rods instead of singularity cells to keep it up and running. It is stupidly cheap. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to touch portals with the vanilla recipes, most likely. That's just dumb. Also dumb, Fixonium fuel rods. I mean, they don't have any waste, but getting them actually crafted is questionable as to whether or not it's worth it. But yeah, okay, so I don't have any of that going. I have that. I could get 400 supercomputers. That's the easy part. Yeah, nope. Yes, 1,000 is a lot, but I do have those. And I have those, and 10,000 iron plates. Dear God. Yeah, I mean, I might end up making Fixonium fuel rods just simply to say that I've done it, but I'm in no rush. Also, as they've done a few times, one of the previous phases objects is required. I'm 1/10 of the way there, guys. Or 1,000th. 1/10 of a percent. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. 1/10 of a percent. Or 1/1000th. Anyway. Shall we get back to building that starter factory? As it were. $256 AI server thingies. Why 256? Also the sculptors. 1,000 of them. That's a lot. I mean, I get... It's the end of the game, right? It's the end of the game. This is the end of the story, the game, however you want to look at it. You can still keep playing, but as far as progression goals, that's it. So I understand them being a little bit higher, but now we're back to where Phase 4 was, basically, in the past. Oh well. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get Mark 6 belts going sooner than not, but the fact that that was really pleasant what you did there, game. The fact that they're at the end of the Phase 5 milestones and require what they do to unlock that. Oh no. Gonna be a while before I get them going. I mean, to be fair, I do have 300 coupons, so I guess I could unlock some things. Also, I see you. I've been meaning to do this. No! I can pet it at least. Yes, you can pet that thing. Arm strength 1,000. Have you done so? Just then. I've done it in previous updates, but yeah. I wanted to do it on stream just like I wanted to climb to the top of that on stream. And why I also wanted to do the launch on stream. I wanted to do that sort of stuff on stream so that you guys could see it as well. Didn't really get to see the space elevator build itself out very well. We did get to see a bit of it, obviously, but kind of busy going up, obviously. Can you actually see? Yep, there you go. 1, 2 geothermal gens over there. And then there's another line that goes up and over that way, or that, I don't know, there's the line. It goes up and over that way and back there, because there's a couple of geothermal vents. The only other one that I ran, like I said, is up there somewhere. Actually, I think there's 2 on that line, but either way, that's part of why the production is all over the place. Actually, that should be the only reason why the production is all over the place. Also, I didn't go the other way this time. I went this way. Makes no sense. Oh. See that? I'm losing my hover pack control, but only if I look at a certain angle. But only when on the thing, because now it's not happening. Interesting. Alright, so where were we? Back this way? I missed, or I lost part of it, I guess. We'll just add more. No, I won't. But I'll add spaces. Something like that. Copy that to the clipboard so it doesn't disappear again. I guess if I was to do like 380 copper a minute, I could then split it evenly. U minor mark 3. Right? So I just feed that in there, and then that can split evenly, and it'll be about 190 per belt, which should be sufficient. And then the other way is going to require, well, I need 960, so I need 2 nodes. That's a normal node, and this is also a normal node. I think they're all normal nodes. Oh, I'm hitting on that. Okay. Well, that makes it easy to get that at least. I want one to be 540. And I want the other one to be not 240, but 420. 20, because it's the weed number. You're not gonna let me connect up there, are you? No. There. Now I can have flight. Just remind me real quick, which one is... So the bottom one is the 540, the middle one is the 420. And then you are 420, okay. You are right in the way. Whatever. Don't care. Just wanted to see what that did, and as expected, it didn't do good things. Barely see that. Gotta fill it in. Yep, that's definitely where I would want that to go. Okay, then the way we're going to do this is these will run straight through. Not being connected to those middle supports. And then these can run in like that. And be done just like that. Then connect those up. Flip the lag. And there we go. Those input belts are hooked up, as janky as they look. Also, that should be it for the inputs. 2 iron nodes, 1 copper node, and we're done. Oh, and the 2 limestone nodes. Which, to be fair, do I even need that? I mean, for now, yes. Because I can't get... Well... No, I think I need 900, was it? Yes, 900 limestone. So since Mark 6 belts are so bloody expensive, never mind about that. Oh, I can't do that. Right. Right there. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a conveyor rate. Conveyor left, rather. I'm apparently gonna have to move it back slightly. There we go. Okay, so that would be a Mark IV belt going up to there. And then 2 Mark IIIs. I'm sorry, what is that supposed to be? So the bottom, or no, the topmost set of 3 belts here is going to make iron wire, cast screws, and iron rods, respectively, and then the 840, which is this lowermost belt combined with this 60 belt right here, is going off to make iron plates. But obviously there's a lot of belts going through this area, so yeah, there's a lot going on in this area. That's a lot of height that has to be gained. I think I need to go over here and do the, probably. Yep. That just occurred to me. You know, it's funny, I just started thinking, like, trying to do the mental math, make sure 35 times 4 times 3 is 420, and then I remembered, wait a minute, 35 times 4 is 140. Computer fans, 140 mil. 2 of them is 280, 3 is 420. Just like that. Missed the little belts like that. I need to go check that on the other 2 setups. The other 3 setups, I guess. This is not what I'm looking for. That's connected directly in. That is connected where I'd expect. But these 4 are all set up to be 60, so yes, that is as it's supposed to be. Everything funky is over here, which that's connected into the center, so we're all good. Lizard doggo. Just thinking about how I want to do things. And then, of course, I've got copper products probably going out that way. Copper sheets need to combine with screws to make rotors at some point, but I need to make the screws first. $840 is only done by 28 constructors, so I could probably just do that here. This bit. Not going into here necessarily. I mean, not to say I couldn't do something here. But, like, I don't really have any... I mean, there's cable, but that's going to be on the wrong side. That's the only other low thing. Assemblers won't fit very well. So, yeah, just not use this space. But out here I could easily sneak in a set of constructors, and that would be this belt and this belt taken care of in this area. Okay, well, that's an idea. That certainly is an idea. But, as the bot said, it's once again time for another break. I almost wish that the stream was ending here, because it is getting hot in my room. But I can't run the AC because it's too cold outside, and opening a window isn't really an option. Reasons I won't get into. Alright. And again, because it's so hot in here, I'm doing that to reduce the load on the GPU, which in return reduces the temperature output and doesn't heat up my room quite as quickly. This, and we're back to the witness background. Yeah, it's time for a break. I'm just going to take a few minutes, stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads, prevents pre-rolls for the next hour, and ensures that the gameplay is ad-free at the cost of having some ads now during this time, during which it doesn't matter if you miss anything, because there's nothing going on anyway, except this lovely background that I recorded in The Witness. Good game, that. When I come back, we'll continue working on this factory. It's amazing how little I feel like I've done in the... I mean, to be fair, it's only been a little over an hour that I've actually worked on it. But still. Although, a lot of what I did was actually figuring out the inputs and belt routing, which can take a little while. Either way, we'll continue working on this factory when I come back from my break. BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and once again, let's just jump right back into it, shall we? And, let me tell you, this is a noisy area to be in. I don't see it, but there's a bird around here somewhere that just wouldn't shut up. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there you are. You probably were under the concrete, weren't you? Anyway. Maybe I should get power up and working before I do anything further. I don't really care about having a modular style power thing, so like one grid per area. I think that's lined up that way? Yeah. And that has to get bigger anyway, so that should clear. I've been putting off doing power. I should do this and start getting things processing, especially because that means I can remove the bloody power towers. Because I'll have these things to cover my plate. So that alone is a good reason to start doing this. That is the wrong machine. It's the one thing I keep forgetting to put in most of my blueprints. Although this is an older blueprint. But still. Keep forgetting about the damn power poles. Don't entirely know why either. There we go. That's this row of machines all hooked up. Come along. Right, kiosk. Being able to build belts in reverse would be really nice. Fog. I don't know. Right there is good enough. That is fine, honestly. Got it in before the autosave. Those are all already hooked up. Basically bring this over to here. And then I can bring this over to here, at which point get power from there, and I don't know, maybe bring this into here? Don't need it there, but... yeah, I mean, kiosk, I do know that there is a mod to allow you to build belts, or to upgrade all belts that are, like, connected to a network. So, I don't know if there's one to reverse it, though. Mods might be the solution. I'm doing this back here because I can actually reach the machines without a whole bunch of belts being in the way. Because that's a bit of an issue on the other side. There, now it goes underneath. And yes, it's clipped through the model. It's going underneath of where the belt runs, alright? Give me shit for that. Besides, these wires are clipping through the entirety of the machines, so it's Not great in that regard. Yeah, mods are usually the solution. Having a problem? Look no further than a mod. So, at this point, finding the exact mod that you need is questionable because, well, your release, you know. New version and mods have only just started being updated and you're never gonna notice either of those things. Right around there is enough. It's off slightly, it's off slightly. Okay. And we should be at the end of the line finally. And we are. Right about there. I didn't mean to build it that close, but that's fine. It can be there. There we go. Hopefully no lifts are needed, but we'll see what the head lift requirements. The 10 meters that it has by default is sufficient. If anything, the ones in the back are the concern. Alright, now I need to hook this into the rest of the grid. There. And now bring this forward. Put that there and then bring this back to, say, here. You can go that way. And then you can go over here. And over here. And then this is the final one that actually needs to be hooked in. And there we go. Already about 2,500 megawatts of consumption on this line. Down a power switch here. Sure. You can be... there, I guess? I don't know. Also, nuclear pasta can get shut down, and there we go. Everything is powered on. It dipped and then it went back up. Oh, you know why the consumption probably went down? Yep. Because I disabled nuclear pasta. It's not doing anything, but that's the max consumption, not the actual consumption. Hey, look at that. Ores are moving. And back here they should be moving as well. So this is 300 at the minute. Only 300? Let's rebuild that. I think this needs to be a Mark III. I'm missing the fused modular frames. No. I'm all out. Okay. Well, you know what that means, right? Fair amount of tickets. But I'm fine with that.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fix-it stock value.
Yeah, she says that every time. And by destructing it, I'm only going to use one. Are you connected or not? I'm only going to use one thing. Just remember previously I didn't really have the resources for this. The aluminum. Why I would have avoided doing this in the first place. It launches so fast. That's what it should be. I need 7.5 refineries, so why is this one at 70? Oh, did I split it on both ends? Yes, okay. Well, that's enough concrete to fill up the entire thing, but it requires... Oh, it requires that. I think I'm gonna break this down and rework it, because quite simply, that's a bit annoying. And now that I know for a fact that there is no way in hell I'm getting tier 9 stuffs done anytime soon, I'm in line with that. Because in theory, this should be 120, 240, 360, 450. the other side is the same. Double checking, making sure that that is what it would be. Okay. The click didn't register there, I guess? It was odd. You know what? Well, no, I'll do it like that, sure. So that's 600 in, 300 out. That'll be 450 that away. That's that much in, 150 out. And then the other 150 comes into there. $300 would be any sync, best sync, indeed, static. Only a few minutes late on that. I'm gonna need a Mark IV lift for 300 per minute. And yeah, let's just do it this way. Sure, you do that. And there we go. That will now feed in evenly. And it does not require the use of Mark VI belts because they are gonna... We're not touching those anytime soon. Am I actually outputting 300 per minute? I guess. It's just that Mark IV belts do 480 and 300 is just near the bottom end of what is necessary for a Mark IV belt. Everything should be processing. Also, you don't need to exist anymore. Let's start tidying these up. You don't need to exist. You don't need to exist. You don't need to exist. Nor do you. Nor do you. Nor do you. Probably. Yeah, things aren't processing either because they're backstuffing or they're not getting the necessary resources, but that's why I'm letting it run now, because everything will actually backstuff, and that will be that. Well, okay, not everything. That's fine, though. This... I mean, to be fair, this is just a small subset of machines, so... That's fine. Hey! I love when that happens. Mark II and Mark I, so that should be 180. Yes, which is then getting split 90-90. You know what I might set is this, so that it stops running and allows everything to back stuff. I'll have to remember to connect that back up. But yeah. You're not actually doing much of anything. Get rid of that. Is this area fully covered? Yeah? Good enough? Yeah, the rotation speed does appear to be determined by the belt speed. Good catch. Because the Mark 1 belt that we saw the previous time or whenever definitely was not spinning that quickly. Can't even see it at that point. No, it's far too slow. I'm not gonna leave it like that for long. Okay, good, I don't have any copper. Yeah, who knows, kiosk? Probably a fair few times if I had to guess. Okay, now that we've got this area open, let's get working on those constructors. Like right here, I guess? Or no. Infinite nudge when? Soon, I'm sure. Well, yes, soon on Infinite Nudge, hopefully, but more so meant as to where I want to place this. It's wasted space. But I guess that's fine. Always takes up more space than you hope it will. Sort of stuff. So that's 16. I need 28. From over there somewhere, I need the 260 per minute? No, this is 28. This is 840. Right. We'll go to there. And then this Mark 1 belt goes to here. And then I wanted to do that, but it's never going to do that. So we instead do that. And then I'll deal with those some other time. These are, as I said, iron plates. I mean, I could just overclock these. I don't think I want to, but I could. I don't really need that anymore, do I? I think it's more or less sorted out. Did set these correctly, right? Yes. Well, those are finally filling up sufficiently. These are all still producing, though. $1.75, huh? I mean, I could. That's not right. Okay, how about this? 840 divided by 16. I need 52.5. Normally it's 20, so that's not doable with 16. Of course. Why would it divide even? Okay, how about this? 780? Just double check. Yes. Again, doesn't divide even. And if I do that, why is that there? Not gonna bother blowing it up right now because I don't feel like getting even more explosives out of the depot when I've got multiple stacks just sitting back at base. Hey, Falcon Punch, how's it going, man? You have good news? Hopefully that means that you've actually been able to do the stuff that you weren't able to do previously, then. You have a PC. Awesome, dude. That's awesome. Been a while, but welcome back. Okay, now I have to figure out how much these do. 73, it's fine, just upgrade the belts. Very particular, huh? So you're happy AF is an understatement? I bet, dude. I honestly, going that long without a computer, kudos to you for doing it. Even if you didn't want to. Like that, that's rough. Little mini belts that are wedged in there. Rather annoying to get. So 73 is basically 75. That's 50. Not quite. Legit was going crazy without it. I bet. I bet. Well, you made it through it at the very least. That's what matters most, right? You can put it behind you and just get on with things. Yes. Not quite that, and still Mark 4, of course. Yep, no, there's still problems. That is for sure. Oh yeah, I realized something the other day. Turns out that if you're running a belt and then you middle click on another belt, you can actually pick that belt speed while maintaining this connection here. That's kind of cool. Alright, there's no Mark 4 belts around. We'll bring you over into line where you should be. And I think that should be sufficient. Damn, autosave stutters always at the wrong time. Move this forward. Bring that along there. I could have switched him around, but... eh. Yep. These are still that, and then that's not quite right. Okay, how about this? No, that's not what I want. Did you know you can do this? Because you can. Ah, I got screwed over there. That's definitely not right. You can put formulas in there, but I did that wrong. I want 780 divided by 16 is 48.75, right? So, I mean, I could literally just do this. So it should be 32.5 then. Yes, there we go. That's what I was doing. Okay, now we're gonna do this right. And I'm gonna have to rerun belts because I got something wrong there. But just spam it. Remember when I was struggling to get these belts? I will say, Falcon, if you're still here, Falcon Punch, either way. Yeah, I can reclaim overclockers, which is nice. Not strictly necessary. I don't know how much you've kept up to date on this. I'm sure this is low on your list of priorities anyway, but I will say that, like, GTA is basically dead to some of us at this point. I don't know if you heard, but they added Battle Eye suddenly to the game. What was it, about a month ago now? Yeah, so they added Battle Eye just out of the blue with no prior announcement, and they require it for online. And, like, me personally, I'm not installing a kernel-level antivirus on my system, and if I am, I'm immediately uninstalling that software. I'm removing it and never letting it run, because, no, you're not doing that on my computer. So, yeah, GTA Racing is basically dead, because I don't think... GTA Racing's been on a massive decline. EJ stopped showing up sometime last year. Oh, also, they made it so you can't buy all the cars online anymore last year. They've kind of made it, but things come and go. It's a mess. So that was the big annoyance. But then, yeah, the Battle Eye got installed, or got added to the install. So, GTA Racing is basically dead at this point, because enough of us don't want to touch online anymore that forget about it. 5M is a possibility, but I seem to be the only one that actually is willing to put in the time and effort. So that's not happening at the moment either, because I'm not doing it myself. So yeah, GTA Racing's basically dead, which sucks, but you know, what else are we supposed to do? Nobody wants to help out, or the people who are willing to help out don't know what to do in regards to getting a server up and running, then we're kind of SOL. So you don't have to worry about that. By the way, 5M would require GTA to be installed, but it doesn't require... Like, I can still, at this point, hop on to 5M, despite the fact that I haven't updated GTA since they added Battle Eye. It requires GTA to be installed, but only to some degree. Not the entire way, but... So don't worry about that, is basically my point. Like I said, it's not required. It's required for online, but it's not required for single player, and thus why 5M can kind of still work. Although, again, I'm not up to date, but I don't know. Do as you will with that info. I just thought I'd mention that, because I do remember you taking part prior to your computer issues. So, 4875 times 2. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was kind of dying anyway, so it was only a matter of time, but Cockstar killed it without even giving us any warning, so yay! Because, you know, limiting what we can buy at any given time wasn't bad enough. But hey, Expanded and Enhanced might finally be coming to PC. So that's exciting. It's one time where having a face cam hurts because, or not having a face cam hurts because, yeah, getting to see my expression there would have added a bit, but oh well. Not worth it. Also, it is only getting hotter in my room, and I hate it. Fortunately, we're nearing the end of the stream, but yeah, I literally can't run my AC. It's too cold out, and I only have one window I can open, which doesn't really work for cooling off a room. Wait, not you. You're supposed to be Mark IIs. Yeah, the problem is static, and this is why I still continue to race on 5M, because, oh, by the way, 5M is owned by Cockstar at this point, but they haven't completely ruined it. The thing is that GTA has a really good physics engine for racing, as it turns out, and that's why this is highly disappointing, because, like, I just want to race, man. I just want to race. I don't care about much else in GTA at this point. I just want to race. But not anymore. Not in vanilla, at least. That should work for that. And hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I can utilize this space. I could do it in fewer machines. Actually, yeah, I can do it in 2 machines, so why don't I just do it in 2 machines? You are so finicky. $30 and $30. Because if you remember, I've still got this belt of 60 over here. If I can get this right. Is that close enough? No, clearly not. Yay! What essentially seems like a bug. Looks a little jank, but I mean, good enough. Yeah, no, I get you, man. Seriously, that's awesome. Even if I don't sound like that enthused for you, like, welcome back, man. That's great. I can get the, like, personally, I don't have much in the way of consoles. You know, most of mine are, well, my newest console is a Switch. Let me put it that way. So, I could believe things getting repetitive. And I can't even play some of my consoles. Well, yeah, PS2 and GameCube. Because analog. And these are all 32.5. That's gonna be 20. So 52.5 times 2 is 105. I can math. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the analog games as well. I just... digital inputs only. Digital inputs only. Digital inputs only, you know? Everything is digital nowadays. But actually, I'm wrong. Both of my side displays have VGA in. So one of them is already having that be. My main display does not have VGA in, and I don't have a means of converting analog to digital for the purposes of capturing. Otherwise, I would have been streaming PS2 and GameCube games a while ago. Yeah. That could be a thing, but... emulation, I hear you say. Yeah, I haven't dumped the BIOS for my PS2 yet because I'm lazy, and how am I supposed to legally emulate my GameCube? Like, show me a method where I can use my Optiplex that I still have for some reason to dump the discs, because from what I've read, they're very, very particular about being able to successfully dump discs. $170. Okay. That was 2. 3, 4, 5. Is 300. Yeah, I mean, both of my laptops, though one is from 2011 even, so my laptops all have analog out, but my desktop probably doesn't. I don't think the motherboard does, and the GPU definitely doesn't. That's not my problem, though. It's just the inputs. I don't have anything with compositor component in besides my old TV, which is in a box over there because I'm not... monitor that does not even support VGA. Oh, so like my main display. Oh, nice, static. My old one has that. My newer one, the crap top, is, there's a hard drive in that bay. And that's also plates. Ah, I see, static. Well, my comment on the laptop, at least, was not regarding that. But yeah, if you have a display from that era, that's neat. Was it DVI only or something? Or is it more obscure than that? Not that DVI is particularly obscure. CRT or early LCD. Also, the bot said it's time for a break, but I want to finish this off before I go. Okay, so 4. So it should be not that. Should be 260. And yes, there's a plant there. I'll blow it up at some point in the future. Which makes sense because I should be making 560 per minute. Oh, I'm making 560 per minute, huh? That might change how things are done then. And the reason for doing this, actually, no, I probably should have just left it as it was. My reason for doing this is because I'm actually going to be storing 60, and so why don't I just make it so that I'm crafting 60 over here. The problem is I need another 20. There, good enough. Square pins? It's not SCART, is it? Interesting, regardless. So this will be any this way and overflow that way. And then this will splitter here and merger here. Straight mode works so well sometimes. And now I can just set this to say 240 plates. I undo? No? Cool. Oop, not you. Select escape. Because what I'm doing here is I'm setting everything this way, except that's only a Mark 1 belt, so it goes into that. And the rest of it continues on that way. And then this will split. Well, I mean, 3 ways. 60 divided by 3 is 20. 40 of it goes that way. 20 of it goes this way. To come on with these 20. Yeah, VGA pins around, these are cuboid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is then. Sounds interesting, though. We can put one of these here, and then we can put a smart splitter here, and then we can put an industrial storage container here. One of those on top. 240 a minute should be fine. It's from your first computer. If it's a Dell, I wonder then if it would be some proprietary nonsense. Probably not. But you always have to wonder with them, you know? Actually, if I put it off this way, I can literally just hook it into the grid over here. Doesn't need to be hooked in anywhere specific. And then one that way, and there we go. That much, at least, can be done right now. And, yeah, there we go. That is... That is 500 sheets between, iron sheets between there and 60 over there. And then that 500, the 500 plates will go towards stitched iron plates at some point in the future. Alright, well, I don't feel like flying back to the base at this point, because this is probably where I'm going to be for the next little bit anyway. So let's do that. And then exit game. I wonder if there are any mod updates. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I was thinking that SCART had the flat pins. But yeah, I don't know what else it would be. Disable that, and go to there. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for tonight. We're already a little past the top of the hour, and apparently I need some updates, because of course that's a thing. Bloody Windows. NVIDIA display? Windows? No. No. You do not touch the display drivers. Not the NVIDIA drivers. Intel. Okay. NVIDIA. No. Bad. Stupid Windows update. Anyway. Next stream is not Friday. Next stream is on Wednesday at the usual time. Going to be continuing the Pokemon Crystal full item rando metronome only. I don't want to call it a run, because it's not like I'm speed running it or something, otherwise it would have been done last week. But it doesn't feel like a playthrough either. I don't know. I think I need like 5 badges or something. But yeah, if in case you couldn't tell by what I said, Metronome only means that everything uses only metronome, which means I have no clue what item or what move anybody is going to use, including myself, beyond using metronome to then use a move. Sounds like pain? It's not as bad as you'd think, but yeah, sometimes getting baton passed is fun. Explosion or self-destruct, also fun. It's also kind of funny when Oko moves get rolled because usually they fail. Unless they're on my Pokemon, then sometimes they succeed, but usually they fail. So it's just a waste of a turn. You gotta keep an eye out for things like Perish, though, because if Perish Song, if that comes up, be ready to switch. I did lose a Pokemon to that last week because I wasn't paying attention. But that was fine. Definitely the most deaths I've had in battle because, just you don't get good luck with the moves. I mean, Hyper Beam isn't even that bad. It's when you just get pointless moves that don't do anything, meanwhile the opponent gets really good moves and suddenly you find yourself being knocked out. That sucks. Oh well. Noise. So anyway, that's Wednesday. Splash. Yeah, Splash is an option. Friday, I mean, let's be real. If we're going to do FNR on Friday, it's probably going to be GT3s. Because that's all we ever seem to race anymore is GT3s. It's not like Formula 1 is at Coda or anything. No. We'll probably be at Coda if we race, but I don't know. We'll see if it's F3s or GT3s. Or something more fun, even. Well, F3s are fun. And maybe not the last time we were there, but one of the last times we took F3s to Coda. I did pretty damn well, so. Yeah, I wish you guys would stop suggesting GT3s. But that's just me, because I don't particularly enjoy driving any of them. Maybe if the traction control worked properly, but I mean, I can't blame Max for it not working properly. I certainly wouldn't be able to do it properly myself. I don't know. Don't look at me, so. That's not a complaint, that's just an observation. Oh well. That could be on Friday, but we'll see. EJLMS was a big reason to race GT3s to improve them. Yeah. Well, the cars themselves are pretty damn solid at this point. The prototypes need work, based on what Max said at one point. They need a fair amount of work, but the GT3 seemed decent at this point. It's just the traction control, I think that's the biggest issue, right? LMPs at Coda? I mean, I'd be fine with that. At that point, I'm more annoyed with the track selection than anything, and I'm not that annoyed at it. I don't know why. I'm just not a massive fan of Coda. But again. Yeah, well, look, I'm not cheating practicing off hours. I only race on Fridays, so. Coda's not grown on me, but I'm apparently pretty decent at it in the Formula cars, the F3s. Go figure. That's still, if you ever want a random FNR VOD to watch, and you haven't seen it recently, if ever, look up the one where we did F3s at Coda. I forget what the title of it is, but there's a thumbnail of my blue. The thumbnail has my blue F3 in the foreground with Max's green F3 in the background. And the reason why I point that out is that was actually a really good race between him and I. It wasn't the most action-packed, but it was still a really good race. Also, EJ learned not to bind his cruise control, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I mean, it depends, Dingle. I'm specifically saying it was a good race, but not what happened. Because if you know what happened, then, fair enough. But if you don't. Yeah, I mean, Falcon, if you want to join in for AC, it's easier than ever. It's sim racing, not arcade like GTA, but you're always welcome to join. Literally, once you have Content Manager set up and Assetto installed and all that, it's just, yeah, like Dingle said, download the program that Predominant wrote, run it, and it'll do everything for you. Well, most things. You might still have to configure some things on Content Manager yourself, but installing the mods and everything at least is one click. So one double click. Either way. I want to end the stream because it's 10 after 11 already. Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. Anyway, like I said, next stream, Wednesday, more Pokemon Crystal randomness goodness. Don't forget, it's not only random moves, but also it's a full item rando, so everything is randomized, right? I mean, okay, the Pokemon are still mostly as they should be. Their locations are different, and their movesets are metronome. But beyond that, pretty much everything else is randomized. So, yeah, hopefully wrap that up Wednesday. Maybe FNR Friday, and unless Geek has another birthday this Saturday, which I doubt. I don't know. Some people might have birthdays more than once a year. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Anyway, maybe hopefully stream on Saturday as well, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna run some ads on the way out, as I usually do. If you don't want to stick around for them, that's fine. At the end of the stream, you're not gonna miss anything if you leave early. Always appreciate it if you stick around, but I'm not gonna blame you if you leave before the ads roll. Nobody likes ads after all. That's why they're at the end, because you can skip them if you don't want to watch them. Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.